Hey everyone, welcome to TechHub.training Excel Treasure Hunt Challenge Solution. Let's get started. So for this challenge, our goal is to find Grandpa's buried treasure. What we need to do to get the coordinates to spit out right here of that treasure is we need to answer these 4 questions right here. We have the data to do so. Right here we have some forest data and then some rural population data. However, the data is set in a way where we cannot change it. We can't filter it, we can't delete columns, anything like that. So we need to use Power Query to make connections between these 2 data sets and merge them together. To do that, let's first start with the forest data set. We're going to go to Data and then select From Table and Range. That's going to pull up the Power Query editor. Perfect. Let's change the name right here to Forest. All right, we got to do a couple of things with this data to clean it up a bit. First, we need to make this country name, country code section, the column headers. So we're going to click Remove Rows, remove top rows. It's going to ask how many, remove the first 2. Perfect. All right, now it's right there, and then we're going to say use first rows as headers. Awesome, got that done. We also need to get rid of these random just AAAs. Looks like it's a unneeded row of data, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, perfect. So we got that there. Something else we're going to need to do is we need to unpivot all of these date columns. We need to flip them into a single column, and that'll make our filtering a lot easier. So what we'll do is hit Control click these 4 columns right here. We're going to say unpivot other columns. Perfect. So now we have the country, the year right here in its own column. Oops. And then the percent of land that is covered by forest right there. Perfect. And then just to make our lives a little bit easier, we're going to go ahead and remove these columns right here because we won't need them. We'll just hit remove columns. Perfect. Okay. One other thing we do need to do is we need to round everything to 2 decimal places. So what we do is go to transform, and then we're going to go to rounding. We're going to say round to 2 decimal places. Awesome. Okay. So that is everything we need to do with the data itself. What we're then going to do is go back to home, hit close and load, this little drop down, and then hit close and load to. And we're only going to want to make a connection with this data here. There we go, pops up, only create a connection, then we're going to click OK. All right, there it is. As you can tell, the data itself has not changed at all, which is good because it's locked. But our Power Query editor has done the data cleaning through a connection to the data itself, and that's loaded right here. Let's then go over to the rural population data set, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Power Query editor. If you want to, you can skip this part of the video because it's the same exact process as before. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. All right, got that taken care of. Let's get rid of these columns here. Unpivot our data. Year. And this is the percentage of the rural population. Perfect. Let's not forget to round. Round to 2 decimal places. Okay, looking good. Let's go ahead and go back to home, close and load, Close and load to. It's going to pop up. There we go. Only create connection. Perfect. Okay. Now, once we have our connection with these two data sets right here, we're going to need to merge them together in order to have the appropriate information to answer our 4 questions for the treasure hunt. So, in the same data tab, we're going to go to Get Data, go to Combine Queries, and Merge, also known as a join. So we're going to, from the drop-down, select Forest, select Rural Population, and now we need to join on 2 different categories. We need to join, two different columns. We need to join on country name and the year, because if we just join on the country name, it's not going to work because there are multiple country names between these 2 tables. In order for each to have a unique identifier, it needs to be the country name and the year, because that combination doesn't exist anywhere else in the table except for that single row. So same thing, we're going to go Control-click here, country name, Control-click year. All right, and then in the instructions it said to use an inner join. Awesome, we're going to click OK. It's also going to pull up the Power Query Editor in case you wanted to manipulate the data in any other way. We're going to call this combined. That is not how you spell combined. There we go. Okay. Now something you need to do is you're going to have this column right here with the rural population, or reverse if you did it the other way, you flip-flopped them. It's going to say table like this. It's because the Power Query Editor doesn't know what specific information you want to see. So what we want to do is click this button right here, and all we want to see is the percentage of rural population. Click OK. Awesome. All right, that's going to fill in, and then let's hit close and load. Just give it just a second. Notice we clicked close and load on the combined table rather than close and load to as a connection. And that's going to bring up the data table itself. Perfect. Okay, we have everything we need in order to answer these questions right here. So let's look at the first one. If only considering the years 1993, 1996, and 2005, what country has the largest percentage of rural population? Okay, so we're only going to be looking at rural population. We're going to be doing the years 1993. What were the other years here? 93, 96, 2005. 93, 96, 2005. Perfect. Percentage of rural population. Oh, whoops. We're going to go to the largest. All right, looks like it's Burundi. So let's go ahead and type that in. Burundi. Awesome. All right, you see how the coordinates spit out right here? Let's hope and see if that's correct. Okay. In 2020, which country had the 11th largest percentage of forest area? So we'll go HSC, clear that out. We're only looking at 2020. Okay. Largest. Okay, it looks like in 2020, the largest percentage of forest population was, I don't know how to say it, Suriname. One of those two. Suriname. Okay, perfect. Oh, wait. Oh, I made a mistake. It's the 11th largest population, not the first. My bad. So that takes us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Liberia. All right, that would have sent us in the wrong direction. There we go. So instead of whatever number it was previously, it's now 71. Or, excuse me, negative 71. That'll probably come in handy later. All right, in what year did a country have a rural population of 14.78% and a forest area of 73.74%? All right, let's take a look. So same thing, Control HSC, we'll clear out our table. And what we want to do, what was the percentage of forest area again? 73.74. Let's type in 73.74, enter. Okay, looks like we have 2 different years here. And we needed 14.78, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 14.78. So the year in Finland looks like it was 2015. Perfect. 2015. Okay. All right, and then what was the percentage of the 8th highest rural population among all rural populations recorded in 1990 to 1995? All right, for this one, oops, click in the table, Alt HSC, that'll clear out your table from all filters. We're only looking at the years 1990 to 1995. Now it's asking about the 8th highest rural population percentage. So largest to smallest, and that is among all rural populations. So going down the list, we have our percentage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 92.99 in Burundi. And then rounded to 2 decimal places. Yep, we got that, 92.99. Okay, so these are our coordinates right here that we spit out. What you're going to want to do is just type these into Google. It's going to pop up a Google map with a little dropped pin. Click into that map, click wherever that pin is, and hit Street View. And if you see 2 white cars, that's where the treasure is. Right here, I already got that pulled up for us. Got that information typed in. And there you go. So there's a little red dot right here. This corner street is what it looks like. Oops. Right there is where it is. Okay. I'm going to click Street View. Looking around. Sure enough, right here. 2 old white cars. So right under there is where Grandpa's buried treasure is. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed.